The dust settles around you on the scorched landscape. The sun's glare is harsh and unforgiving. The world is a radioactive wasteland overrun with mutations and anomalies.
Transmutations have given birth to the blooming science of alchemy. The robots have become sentient, and even the buildings have learned to walk.
The arduous task of restoring civilization is yet to begin. But amidst the uncertainty, two warring factions of robots have emerged. History is being written before our very eyes, for only one faction will rise above the turmoil.
Will you lead your team to victory and secure the future of the world? Welcome to Battlecode 2022. Battlecode is MIT's largest AI programming competition. And this January, you'll be programming an AI bot to survive in this unpredictable world. Specifically in Battlecode, you'll be competing in teams of 1 to 4 people to create the best strategy to defeat all the other teams out there. Here at MIT, Battlecode is also a 6-unit IAP class. And we're class number 6147. And if you haven't pre-registered yet, please do so at your earliest convenience. And at the same time, please make sure that you've created a team at play.battlecode.org to be able to read the specs and submit your bot and challenge other teams to battles. First off, we would like to thank our amazing sponsors in Battlecode 2022. We're really fortunate to have their confidence and support, without which this event would never have been possible. And first off, we would like to thank our platinum sponsor this year, Jump Crypto. We're really fortunate to have Jump Crypto with us this year. We would also like to thank all of our other sponsors, our gold sponsors, Symbiotic, our silver sponsors, Jane Street, Adobe, Hudson River Trading, AI, and Quantco, our bronze sponsors, DE Shaw, Citadel, and Meta, and also our proud supporters, ITZ and the Wilkins family. I'd also like to thank all of our devs who are with us today, who've made Battlecode possible. All of our devs have put in countless hours over the term into making every detail as perfect as possible. And I really appreciate all the work that has been put in by our team. So I'd like to take this moment to just go around and for everyone just to say hi and introduce themselves. So I'd like to start by introducing Gaurav, our client team lead.
Hello, I'm Gaurav. I'm a sophomore at MIT and I work on the client.
We also have with us here Pranali, who is on our engine team.
Hi, I'm Pranali. I'm a junior.
We also have Nathan, who is our backend team lead.
Hello, as Jerry said, I'm Nathan and I'm a senior.
We also have Serena, who is on the infrastructure team.
Hello, I'm Serena. I'm a freshman.
We have Fareed, who is on the client team.
Hi, I'm Fareed. I'm also a freshman.
We have Andy, who is on the engine team.
Hey, I'm Andy. I'm a sophomore, West Coast.
Yep. And I think that's all the devs we have with us here today. And I'd also like to give a massive shout out to all of our other devs. Elizabeth, who is our engine team lead. Arvid, who's our infrastructure team lead. Ivy, who works amazingly on our design. Stephanie, who's on our infrastructure team. Ophelia, who's on our backend team. Mark, who's been working on our client. Aiden, who's also on client. Nicole on our engine. And Brian on our website. And also Aiden on our client as well. Thank you so much to everyone. In terms of logistics for how Battlecode will be working this year in terms of the class, We'll be having lectures every weeknight from 7 p.m. So all of these lectures will be here on Twitch. We would like to invite you to join us on Twitch. If you have any questions in lecture or anything, feel free to drop your questions in the Twitch chat or on Discord. We'll be following those quite tightly as well. In terms of tournaments, we'll be having a number of tournaments throughout the month, at approximately around a tournament every week. We'll be starting off with our first tournament on the 11th of January, so that's next Tuesday, which will be our first sprint tournament. The sprint tournament will be an opportunity to win some small prizes and really to see how the game meta is going. There'll be another sprint tournament on the 18th of January, which is the Tuesday afterwards. Going towards the pointy end, we have the international qualifying tournament on the 23rd of January, which is an opportunity for our international teams to fight for one of the 4 places in our final tournament reserved for international teams. We also have the US qualifying tournament on the 25th for our US teams to also fight for the remaining 12 positions in our finalists. So there's 16 finalists in total. We'll also be having our newbie and high school tournaments on the 27th. So the newbie tournament is a special bracket for MIT students who have never participated in Battlecode before. And a high school tournament is a special bracket for teams composed entirely of high school students. And then we also have our grand finale, the final tournament spectacular on the 29th. And we're really looking forward to seeing everyone's spots there. To all the MIT students with us who are registered for credit, to pass 6147 for your 6 units of credit, you must either defeat our reference player. So our reference player is an AI that we write during the term along with you, and it will be released around week 3 of the competition. So to pass the class, you would either have to defeat it, or you may submit a 2-page strategy report, which describes your analysis and approach to the game. More details about this are in the course syllabus, which are already posted on Canvas. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that for some more of the details there. Additionally, on our competition website, so that's play.battlecode.org, we offer scrimmages, which are friendly matches between teams. So this is an opportunity for you to test out your strategy in the real world and see how it fares against other teams outside of your own testing. You can also use it to determine your own ELO ranking, which is sort of like our live scoreboard during the month. The ELO ranking may also be used to seed some tournaments, or otherwise our tournaments will be seeded in some other equitable manner. The way scrimmages work will be that you can either request them so you can challenge another team to a scrimmage. And at the same time, we'll also be automatically generating some good matches for you as well. So there will be some automatically generated scrimmages. And the good thing about scrimmages is that they will produce match replays that you can download and analyze as much as you want. But that being said, let's bring it back to this year's game. Battlecode this year is about mutation. In Battlecode mutation, the world is subject to frequent anomalies that can inflict long-lasting damage to both teams. And so each team will begin with several archons. Archons are the units in the top left corner here. And the player who loses all of their archons first will lose the game. And what that means is your objective will be to destroy all of the enemy archons before they destroy yours. Your task will be to create robots that can tolerate the onslaught of anomalies while they fight the opposing player faction. The Battlecode world will involve many robots of many different types, and these robots can perform many actions, such as attacking, they can move around the world, and they can all communicate with each other as well. Each robot has a certain amount of health, and when that health reaches 0, the robot will die. But most importantly, in this year, there are 2 overarching different classes of robots. We have droids, which are robots that are able to freely move. And these robots will be your team's mobile combat forces. And we have buildings, which are generally immobile robots. When these buildings are first created, they are prototypes that cannot move or act. But after they are fully built, they become turrets that can perform actions. And so there are three types of buildings. There were the archons that we mentioned before. The three buildings are in the top row here. There's the archons. We have watchtowers, which are defensive buildings. These defensive buildings can reinforce an area, and they can do powerful attacks to robots in a very large range. And thirdly, we have laboratories. Laboratories house alchemists that are able to convert lead into gold. And we'll talk more about what lead and gold are in a moment. Laboratories cannot attack, but they can, every turn, they can spend some amount of lead to convert it into gold. The thing is, though, alchemists prefer working in solitude. And so when they're further away from other friendly robots on their own team, they're able to create the same amount of gold by spending less lead. But the key is robots this year and our buildings this year have learned to walk. And so as a special mechanic, buildings are allowed to transform between turret and portable mode. Each transformation takes place over 10 turns, but after a building turns into a turret, it will be able to move, after a building turns into a portable mode, it can move around the map, but it can no longer perform its regular action. But after it's found a place to settle down, it can spend another 10 turns to turn back into a turret and begin doing its normal work again in its new location. Finally, buildings can also be mutated this year. Buildings can be mutated to increase their mutation level. Mutating a building causes it to become stronger, more powerful, and more formidable. Buildings begin at mutation level 1, and there are a total of 3 mutation levels. Buildings at mutation level 3 are very powerful. At the same time, we have 4 different types of droids, which are the highly mobile robots that form the foundation of your strategic and offensive capability. First off, we have miners. Miners are the ones on the rightmost type of robot here. Miners are resource farming droids that collect resources scattered on the game map. If you collect resources, they're added instantly to your team's resource bank, and they're available for instant use. Builders, which are the leftmost robot on the bottom row here, are your worker droids. Workers are able to create new buildings and repair existing ones. These new buildings are initially prototypes, but after you repair them to full health, they will become turrets. The third robot on the bottom row are soldiers. They are your general purpose ranged attacking droids. They can walk around the map and attack other robots on the enemy team. And finally, we have sages. Sages are droids that can cause anomalies of their own. When sages envision an anomaly, these anomalies affect a much smaller area than the naturally occurring ones, but they can have much more concentrated effects. Specifically about anomalies, the world is very unstable. Anomalies are extraordinary events that may occur periodically, and they have very long-lasting effects on your robots. The good thing is that your advanced technology means that you can access the forecast of all impending anomalies. But to thrive, your robots should be robust and designed to withstand them. There are a total of 5 different types of anomalies as listed below. Firstly, there is abyss. When an abyss anomaly occurs, matter is lost into the abyss of space-time. What that means is 10% of resources that are on all of the squares in the map, as well as all of the team reserves, are lost. Secondly, there is charge. When a charge anomaly occurs, the air begins to conduct electricity, and tight packs of droids will short circuit. The top 5% of droids with the most friendly robots around them are destroyed. The third anomaly is the Fury anomaly. And when this occurs, a searing solar flare erupts from the sun. All buildings that are in turret mode will have 5% of their maximum health burned off them. And the fourth one is Vortex. When a vortex occurs, the world is upended and the terrain of the world is reoriented. It is transformed to become something else. And we'll talk more about the terrain in a moment. The last anomaly is singularity. When a singularity occurs, a black hole finds the weaker team and consumes it. This is guaranteed to happen on and only on turn 2000, and the team is selected via tiebreakers. So by round 2000, we will have definitely found a victorious team. Then looking more at the map, each square of the map contains a certain amount of rubble. Rubble are obstacles that make your robots move slower. When your robot moves across rubble, it takes more time, and it has to wait longer before it is able to take its next move. At the same time, the map contains two different types of resources. There are lead and gold. Lead is the more common resource, and it can be collected by your miners. Lead is at the start of the game, there is lead scattered all over the map. But gold is much rarer. You cannot actually find gold naturally, but when you build a laboratory, you can discover the science of alchemy and convert your lead into gold. The gold you synthesize will unlock the most powerful mechanics available in the world. Specifically, it is only with gold that you're able to achieve buildings that are mutation level 3, and it is only with gold that you are able to build sages. The game also additionally contains resource reclaim, which is that whenever a robot is destroyed, 20% of its build cost will be dropped onto the square that it last occupied. This includes its initial build cost, as well as any mutations that you've applied to it. The other thing to note is that every robot you create has to behave independently. What that means is the code you write will be run, there will be one instance of your code for every robot that you own on your team. And so robots can only see their own immediate surroundings, and they're independently controlled by copies of your code. So to help you communicate between your robots, each team will have a shared array of 64 non-negative integers that you're able to write to and communicate with each other about. Any robot is free to write to the array and read from it, and this will be one of your main forms of communication. At the same time, robots can only see in a small range around them. Each robot type has a specified radius around it that it can see. And within that radius, it is able to detect everything about the rubble on the map, the metals on the map, and all the robots around it. But ultimately, the objective of the game is to destroy all of your enemy archons. And the first team who destroys your enemy archons will immediately win. That being said, by round 2000, if the game does not end by then, the singularity anomaly will occur and it will destroy the weaker team. And so the following tiebreakers are applied to determine who the stronger team is. We'll look firstly at which team has the most remaining archons alive. And if that's still equal, we'll then look at the team with the greatest net value in gold remaining. And this includes the total amount of sage robots and other mutated buildings they have, and as well as their unexpended reserves, the team with the greatest net value in lead, and then finally, there will be a quantum phenomenon which occurs and selects a uniformly random team. This covers sort of the overall ideas of this game, and there will be this game will be covered in more details on the official Battlecode website, play.battlecode.org, where we will be releasing the official game specs, which contains the full details of all of the game mechanics, as well as the Java docs, which cover the details on exactly which functions are available for you to interact with the game world. So to get started, we would like to invite everyone to install Java 8. Java 8 is the official version of Java that we are supporting this year. At the same time, the Battlecode 2022 competition scaffold will have been released on GitHub. So if you could download the competition scaffold, it will include a sample player which goes through the basics of how to write a bot. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us at our official Discord channel. And also, if you have any bug reports, feel free to either report them on Discord or create a GitHub issue. That being said, we've promised that at the end of our first lecture, which is our kickoff event, we will be having a team forming event. If you're still looking for a team to join and compete together with, we'll be having our team finding event on gather.town. And so if you follow this link here, this bit.ly link to BC Team Finding 22, you'll be able to join this event and meet other competitors who are also looking for a team and create a team together. And also, don't forget to just join our Discord server. This covers most of what we have for you today. So once again, good luck to everyone in this year's competition. We're really excited to see everyone's bots in Battlecode 2022. Good luck and all the best in the competition. Thank you so much.